and the light kind of illnesses that is easy to treat. And we also have in the Qur'an the remedy to the more serious illnesses that pertain to the religion. For example, we said the light illnesses is like sadness, frustration, fear, etc. All these illnesses that we find in the heart, we can arrive at the medicine or the remedy in the Qur'an. And we know the supplication. The Prophet ﷺ told us that anytime you feel so much overwhelming sadness, or fear or uneasiness, you make this supplication, and in it you say, أسألك بكل اسم هو لك سميت به نفسك أو أنزلته في كتابك أو علمته أحدا من خلقك أو استأثرت به في علم الغيب عندك أن تجعل القرآن العظيم ربيع قلبي ونور صدري وجلاء حزني وذهاب همي وغمي. This is a wonderful supplication that you start to supplicate to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by means of His names. You say, oh Allah, I ask you by every name. أسألك بكل اسم, I ask you by all of your names, by each and every one of your names. أسألك بكل اسم هو لك سميت به نفسك. You have given to yourself every name that you have called yourself with. أسألك بكل اسم هو لك سميت به نفسك أو أنزلته في كتابك, or you sent it down in any of the books, in any of the revelations. أو علمته أحدا من خلقك, or you taught it to any of your servants. أو استأثرت به في علم الغيب عندك, or you kept the knowledge of that name only to yourself. أن تجعل القرآن ربيع قلبي, that you make the Qur'an, the garden for my heart. You make it the garden, you make it paradise for my heart. And this is the real happiness, that you make the Qur'an, which is the real remedy, you make it the garden, you make it paradise for my heart. أن تجعل القرآن ربيع قلبي ونور صدري, and you make it the light in my chest. You make the Qur'an the source of light in my chest. Imagine how much blessings there are in the Qur'an. ونور صدري وجلاء حزني أو وجلاء حزني أو حزني. Okay? And you make the Qur'an the remover of all the sadness and all the fear that I have. وجلاء حزني وذهاب همي وغمي, and you remove by the Qur'an every fear, every worry, every concern that I have, and every burden that's on my shoulders. This is the Qur'an, the real remedy. And this is a wonderful supplication that we have to learn. أسألك بكل اسم هو لك سميت به نفسك أو أنزلته في كتابك أو علمته أحدا من خلقك أو استأثرت به في علم الغيب عندك أن تجعل القرآن العظيم ربيع قلبي ونور صدري وجلاء حزني وذهاب همي وغمي. The Prophet ﷺ says, anyone who makes this supplication, all the sadness and the fear that he has, all the worries that he has, Allah will remove them away and will place instead inside his heart contentment, happiness, tranquility and peace and confidence. So you see, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by means of His names, by means of His attributes. We ask Him by that to make the Qur'an real paradise for your heart, the real source of happiness, because the Qur'an is the remedy. The Qur'an is the remedy not only for the heart, but it's only a remedy for the body. And this is something that's been proven. We have the ruqya. We have the ruqya shar'iyya. That we know when a person falls ill, then you recite some verses on him. And it's been experienced, it's been tried, that it really works. But the problem is, sometimes we lack the certainty. And this is why many times it doesn't work with us. But in reality it works. And if you read in the stories of many righteous people from the past, they said every time we had an illness, I suffered from some pain, I would recite some Qur'an on it and it would vanish, it would go away. And today we heard actually some stories of people who suffered from tumor, from cancer, and through the treatment of the Qur'an, by the Qur'an, through the Qur'an or with the Qur'an, they were healed totally, no trace of their illness. So the Qur'an is the real shifa, is the real cure, is the real remedy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also the Qur'an is a remedy for anything, any illness that we have in the heart, any disease that we have in the heart. The Qur'an deals with all of that. And we said that the illnesses or the diseases of the heart are two types. We have the desires, the overwhelming desire, that when you give precedence to your desire over what Allah commands, over what Allah likes, this is an illness that the Qur'an deals with. How? By telling you the reality of this world, by reminding you of the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by reminding you that you are in a state of war against shaitan, and shaitan wants to get you to the hellfire. And he is tempting you to do that. He's pushing you to fall into these sins. So save yourself from that. He's reminding you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding you in the Qur'an about the reality of this life. And Allah is reminding you of what He has prepared for His righteous servants, for the obedient servants in paradise. So this should help you, this should make your heart grow, so you have immunity against the desires, against sins. And also the people who suffer from ignorance, people who suffer from doubts, people who suffer from misconceptions and from innovations, when they go to the Qur'an, they have doubts about everything because of different reasons. When they go to the Qur'an, they find full certainty. Why? Because the Qur'an has been sent by the one who created the hearts, and He knows what the hearts need. So Allah created the hearts, and Allah created the remedy, and Allah sent down the remedy for these hearts through His own words that He spoke His own self. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke these words Himself, and He sent these words to us. So they contain the remedy to all the diseases our hearts might suffer from. So the Qur'an is the remedy. The Qur'an is the shifa. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us the benefit of this remedy, the benefit of this cure. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us from the people of the Qur'an, from Ahlul Qur'an, until we meet inshallah with a new secret from among the other secrets, the beautiful secrets of the heart. I say, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us and guide our hearts to the truth. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.